Hello, 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 welcome back. And today we're doing the talking points for Manchester United. Everton lost for the first time in 6 weeks. It's really weird saying that, but here we are. First and foremost, just want to quickly mention the most recent video which popped off regarding Everton. Want to thank all those people that have shown support, subscribed to the channel. That's what makes the channel. And I started this channel with the vision that there'd be a community where there is valid opinions and insight being thrown across the room, and that's what I witnessed in the most recent video. So keep that up and onwards and upward. So now to hop into the game. We scored the first goal and it looked like we really set the tone for the game, and I thought that was going to be sustainable for the majority. However, it was not. The first 10 minutes were brilliant. We really set the tone. We had command. We were winning challenges in the middle of the park. And basically were able to advance the ball forward. And that's how we got the first goal. But that was really all there was to it. And then we basically went back into our shell. Big problems. Corners. It took 70 minutes to get a corner. DCL didn't come on till like the 80th minute or 70th minute, but didn't have a touch for about 15 minutes in his stint. So I mean, say what you want about that, which I mean isn't ideal by any means, because probably our most impactful striker at his best, obviously, and just the fact we weren't really able to get the ball to him isn't ideal. I think I'm going to give my player of the game to Onana. It's pretty slim pickings, grasping at loose straws here, to be honest. Because, to be honest, not really any other players to shed light on. I think his play was pretty good. I think he was the most complete midfielder out of the midfield trio. He was winning challenges in the middle of the park more often. He was getting in the box for the few and far between opportunities that we had. And I just think he had a pretty positive mindset, probably showed the most exuberance and energy that, I think of any other Everton player today. For some reason, the energy was lethargic. I thought the goal that put us up after 5 minutes was going to elevate our effort and our play even more, but it never did reach that point. It actually went on a downhill slope. Players who had stinkers today, there were a few, but Anthony Gordon, I mean, the last couple times, obviously sat on the bench last game, started this game but got subbed, and then the game before his benching, he was also subbed due to just being completely off as a player. I mean, his crosses weren't ideal, he was losing the ball, his effort wasn't really there wasn't really any knack to win the ball back. Which is a bit of a letdown, to be honest. But we won't even be seeing him next match. So that continuity that he's probably striving for in order to better his play is out the window at the moment. So hopefully, we get a run of fixtures that favour him and, allow him to play himself back into form. Another player who had an absolute stinker, Idrissa Gana Gueye, he just could not cope. I mean, United were pressing very high up the pitch, really made it difficult for us to find an avenue out and press the ball forward. But Gana Gueye was just losing it, very, very underreactive, if that's even a phrase. Just very slow on the ball, losing it. His touches were heavy. I do acknowledge the fact that it was wet, but in saying that, you are a Premier League footballer, and you cannot do that against players of the highest level. And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that's the result of our goals. Those goals that we conceded were self-inflicted. They were both counter-attacking goals, and I think that's one primary weakness of the centre halves. And it's no secret. We could have seen that from a mile away. We would have flagged it before the season even started, or before these players played their first game in an Everton shirt. But they're just not that quick. And if you catch them on the counter or with pace, they may be in a little bit of trouble, especially isolated. Seamus Coleman didn't help that cause either. Obviously, Patterson would have resolved it a little bit because he's sort of a support and in ways was a little protector of Connor Cody on that right side. But yeah, this time round, Coleman was way too far back to impact the play because he just couldn't keep up. Obviously, age gets on, father time shows, and Connor Cody was a little bit more exposed than he has been, and that's probably why our defense has been so strong, because of that reinforcement, but it wasn't there tonight, and they were able to catch us out, and understandably their finishing was on point as well. I mean, they could have scored more goals. I think the scoreline doesn't do United justice. They dominated, they had possession all day, they played the game on their terms for the best part of 80 minutes, and the win was justified. I'm not upset. I don't think that the play we have put on in the last 6 weeks is sustainable for every single week, and against good teams it may show off a little bit more, that vulnerability. But in saying that, I would have expected a little bit more hunger, especially given we were 1-0 up, and it has seemed to be a common trend this year, last year. We just keep on taking the foot off the gas every time we go up a goal, which is extremely frustrating. It takes us going down a goal to, really get that kick up the arse and actually start playing the brand that we want to play. So, not ideal in any way, shape or form at this game, and I did expect a little bit more from the team. Big fixture, a lot to play for, and unfortunately didn't rock up. In saying that, I do think it's a positive that the goals we did concede were self-inflicted. They could have easily just been through defensive flaws or just game plan issues, but it was really United being able to maximise their strengths, the high press being maximised to perfection, and simply put, us not being up to the task and switched on 100%. So that's how important it is to stay focused and not fall victim to lapses, because results like that can happen. I think there's a bit of work to do. Obviously, got to go back into the lab and sort things out. DCL needs to get some more match fitness, but I would love to see him start, because I think Mope was really off today, and he finds it difficult at times, especially with the delivery into the box. He's never going to get his head onto it. Onana is more of a focal point when crosses come in than Mope is. So, we needed to think about that a little bit differently when we were going forward, because we just gave up the ball too easily, not just when crossing it in, but in open play, trying to move the ball forward. We couldn't get any shots on target, any shots for that matter, because we were just too careless with the ball. And that's probably the headline of how we lost today. But I do have faith in the team. We've seen resilience on a number of occasions this year, and I don't expect the next game to be any exception. We've got Tottenham up next. It's going to be another tall task, but I do have faith in the team. I'm very scared that we could be extremely leaky on the goals, but at the same time, we've only conceded 2 goals as a maximum in a game this season. So if we can do that and restrict them to less than that, then we always have an opportunity and a chance to create an upset, because that's what I would call it if we can get up with a win. But regardless, plenty of work to do. We'll see how we go. Share your thoughts in the comments about the game and any points you want to mention. Thanks for the support again, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.